Hello everyone, welcome to Toyeen Talks. Ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ enjoy. But for watching till I'll see you in my next video. Stay safe, stay blessed. I love you all. Bye.
Some other reason. There's a part where namely you came up with the fact that how is it possible that Mohbad had the same boxers, the same pants that he wore to the show? There's a place where Wunmi said, which I'm going to read out. I'm looking for it right here on the CTC, where in case if you have a copy, any one of us have a copy of a CTC, and if you can get that page for me, you can always help me out so fast, because I'm actually looking for the page where Wunmi said Mohbad woke up at 1 p.m. That he woke Mohbad up at 1 p.m. after they got home, or that was on Monday, 1 p.m. and Mohbad went to take his shower. That's what I want to read. That's what I want to read from. I want to read word for word in the Prado, just hold on, please. Where he said,
man, can I quickly say something before you move on to the next one? Yeah, I know you asked Nehi Molly question earlier regarding if we were to assume that the guy was actually stabbed. That how come there is no blood in the car? And then while they were trying to get into the hospital, how come there is no blood? I was going to say something that, what if, because in the first place, if somebody was in a really, really bad position, I don't think in the first place they would wait for the nurse outside of the country to come before they could give him medical attention in the first place. So what were they waiting for before taking him to the hospital? And secondly, there were 3 people sitting at the back of the car where Mohbad was lying on their laps. I noticed this, yeah. If somebody was in a condition where they're trying to save his life, I would assume that the guy's hand, the guy that declared him dead in the car, the guy's hand was actually on his chest. Somebody that you're trying to protect his life, you're trying to save his life, I would expect that his hands will be behind his neck and raise his head up rather than the position where we saw him in the video. To me, it seems like they were trying to cover something, because the guy was, judiciously guiding the chest. He was holding the chest down. Why was that? Because ideally, in a normal circumstance, you wouldn't be trying to save somebody's life, and you'll be pressing his chest down on the side. Not even around his, where his heart is, right? I would expect him to, hold his neck up, trying to make sure that he stays alive, right? I don't know if you agree with me. And then also, there are 3 people sitting at the back of the car. If the guy has not, Steve, if the body hasn't Steve already, how did they get to lay him on their laps? If you understand, because if he was still alive, the body will be weak, the hand will be weak, everything, if somebody as tall as Mohbad, to be able to even fit him in the car would be so difficult. I don't know how they managed to place him properly, on their lap. 3 people sitting at the back of the car. So nobody knows why while they were waiting for the nurse to come all the way from Cotonou, what they had done. You understand? So if they were ideally trying to save his life, well, maybe something happened. Nobody knows. We weren't there. We're just speculating here. Okay? But in an ideal situation, somebody that is between life and death, and you're trying to save his life, you wouldn't wait for somebody coming from elsewhere when there is a hospital like 25 minutes away from your house. You understand what I'm trying to say now? So there is a gameplay there. This story is not straightforward.
It's not straightforward.
That's why we've been calling her. If she was in a straight position, she would have come out to say, let me clear the hair. This was what happened. While we were trying to do this, while we were trying to get the this was what we were thinking. But at the end of the day, she was trying to remove herself from all the scenarios. You understand? This is where people were starting to think, no. This doesn't sound right. Like something is not right here. If you were in the situation, you were actually present throughout. you should be able to tell everybody to say, oh, this was what happened. Oh, no, don't get it wrong. This was what happened at this point. Oh, when we were trying to hold the knot, we were trying to do other things. Like, you should be able to say stuff. You should be able to explain. Like, say, for instance, now you have a child in the house. Say, for instance, there was an accident. The police have to come. You should be able to answer all questions that they will be asking you. Oh, what did he eat? Oh, where were you? Oh, maybe he was in the garden. He was in the bouncy castle. He was, on the trampoline. Oh, I just heard the sound. Oh, you should be able to, give them, accounts in terms of what happened from A to Z without mincing your words. Because you were there. Look at it, for instance, now. Mohbad's dad, he wasn't there. But from day one, this man has been like, oh, they called me at around 4 p.m. Oh, I went to meet up with the mom. We were about to cross the whatever. Oh, they were calling the mom. I was hearing their conversation. And then at some point, my phone rang. You should be able to tell your story without even mincing words. So, like I said, I'm not sure. I know this kind of analysis. I know that has been going on for a while now. But at this point, I don't even think analyzing stuff is even going to help anymore, rather than presenting facts. Okay, which Neri Molly has actually tried to do. Okay, even you see all these stories that she presented earlier, that have said it all. Some of her story was showing yesterday. And then she said she celebrated the boy on her 5th-month birthday. And that was when this guy passed. And things like that. That is, a good evidence enough for us to present. As a matter of fact, I'll be happy if all of this can be presented at Brekete, like, for him to just see where we're coming from. Why the public are like, you know what, there is a story behind this thing. This thing just didn't happen like this. Initially, they said it was a hair infection. He died of a hair infection. And then shortly after that, we were hearing things about, oh, he was stabbed with a poison knife. So many kind of stories surrounding this thing. And at some point, oh, he is the music god. Too many conspiracy around the death of this guy. But we all know that something is not right. You understand what I'm trying to say? We all know that something is not right, but because if it was something that people could just be like, oh, maybe, and then especially this DNA thing. If your hands are clean for some reason, even if the child doesn't belong to Mohbad, as a woman, people make mistakes like, oh, well, I was with him, I was people, I don't know, yeah, like, okay, oh, maybe something, like, just come out straight. At this point, lying can't help. It can't help. This case has gone too far. Lying can't do anything anymore at this point. Just come out straight. The man, this lady is actually fighting with the wrong man. Honestly. This is the only person that can save him, because the forgiveness of the death of this guy is only in his hands. Only Mohbad that can be like, you know what, I'm not pressing charges anymore. This guy has died. I want him to go and rest. You know what? Whoever has done to him, okay, I leave them to God. Like he did in the first place, because he never knew he could get all of this support he's getting right now. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So, to me, I feel like whatever evidence we've got, we can present it to Brekete now. Where the cases are, that's where we can, get way forward. You understand what I'm trying to say? So, please, I'm not sure. I know, we're all enjoying what you're saying, like all these questions that you're bringing on and all that. Because at the end of the day, I don't want us to give these other people, chances of saying, oh, did you not say this? Oh, did you not say? Trying to see ways of, defending what is not. Because this thing is quite evident. You understand? So please, I don't know, like, well, it's up to you, but this is just my personal view, because there is nothing to cover up here anymore. Honestly, let's just go with the flow of things now. All right? Thank you.
Yeah. I think Bossman is not.
I'm here. I'm still here.
Okay,
I'm trying to look for a page me. Don't with me. I want to be, because I'm trying to jot down different pages I want to read out for us, because I want us to, in case of some of us that doesn't know that you don't have a copy of a CTC. This CTC has really helped us. All right, and I'm not going to lie to you. There are a lot of wrong narratives that those people have been going to the Inquest have been. There's a part that they were over too exaggerated. there's some part that they did not even tell us that we found out on the CTC, because CTC is to give us exactly what was asked and they answered, And so I want to be reading from 238, where the question Wunmi, 238, page 238. If you have a copy of the CTC on you, please can you just open to 238. When they asked Wunmi, on the page 238, Wunmi was being cross-examined, and then they asked her a question. The lawyer asked her a question, and then she answered. She said, the question is, let me ask you, from that scene of the accident, you said the blood was not really gushing, just a drop? Wunmi answered. Wunmi is the wife of the deceased. She said, I did not notice until he got to the room to meet me. And the answer, when he got to the room, was the blood still gushing? Wunmi said, it wasn't. It wasn't. Wunmi answered that it wasn't. I already used my baby cotton wool. And the questioner again, how did you have a bed sheet soaked with blood? And Wunmi said,
Hold on, please. Can I chip in something before, because I will soon step up? This thing you just read, yeah? When I was analyzing to someone, that picture where we saw the blood stain, I said that cloth could actually even be, when they call it, is it a shuka or something, when you're tying a baby. You all know when you back a baby, there's this kind of...
Oja, they call it Oja.
Oja, thank you very much. It's called Oja. Some people use ashoke, some use all these fours, something like a fours, and that's what is on Mohbad's neck. So now she has even confirmed it on CTC. If you pay attention to what she said, she used her son's cloth. Please read that part a bit, go a bit backwards, that she used it to stop the blood. Read it again, please.
She said she used a cotton wool, a baby's cotton wool. Baby's cotton wool.
Okay.
That's what she said.
Please go on.
Baby cotton wool. Okay, let me read the question again. Let me take the question again. I ask her, let me ask you, from that scene of the incident, you said the blood was not really gushing, just a drop? And Wunmi answered, I didn't notice until he got to the room to meet me. Question. When he got to the room, was the blood still gushing? Wunmi answered, it wasn't. I already used my baby's cotton wool. And the questioner again, how did you have a bed sheet soaked with blood? Wunmi answered, the bed sheet? Nothing was soaked with blood, ma. It was just the hand that he slept till the next day. His mother, or was it his brother? Okay, Hold on. There's a mistake here. His mother, or was it his brother, used the bed? Okay, his mother, or was it his brother that used the bed sheet to sleep, to sleep for like a week after my husband died? It was not really gushing. It was just a normal stain. And they asked her, who broke the news of his death in the car? Wunmi answered, I was not in the car with them. Question, my lord, that would be all, okay? They asked who broke the news in the car. That was when they said Mohbad is there. Wunmi claimed that she was not in the car with them. So back to this. I'm actually want to talk about the blood in the car. Wunmi claimed that she did not realize that Mohbad's hand was gushing out. That blood was gushing out of his hand. See, the police need to be thoroughly investigated as well, because we realize that the police are not helping out. They are the one that caused the situation right here that we have right now. That is why every community, every citizen of Nigeria put this cause of Mohbad on themselves. We are the press. We are the journalists. We are the police. We are the investigator. We are the judge. That's why we remain the jury on the case of Mohbad. We are the citizens, the concerned citizens, put this whole thing on ourselves to find out the truth, because we did not even trust the police. We did not trust the authority, because they messed up this case on ourselves. So we decided to unravel the fight of Mohbad. That is why we we did not have the might. We took over the social media space to unravel the threat. And it's been on this case for the past 10 months and some change. And we will not stop talking until we are able to get justice for Mohbad. Now, I just read the CTC. How is it possible in the preliminary statement of the police, if you can read, see, we are recapping, and we are reading from the CTC to debunk what the wife of the deceased, every one of them in the house, and even the police have said. There are a lot of discrepancies in all these things, and even the result of the toxicology came out inconclusive. And there's a lot of discrepancy in that statement, in that exam, in that result as well. So now, how is it possible for Wunmi to say that she did not notice that the blood was gushing out of the hand of Mohbad? And she said it was just a drop. And normally, in the result of the CTC, the inconclusive one, they said that it was how many percentage wounds did they find in the CTC, please?
They said superficial wound with 1.6 centimeter
1.6 centimeter.
Yep.
Do you know how deep 1.6 centimeter is? If it was a wound, if it was a stab wound, that means it goes in, right? How long deep can 1 centimeter goes? Is it possible to go? Is it possible to touch the tissue or just the surface of the skin normally?
Definitely, it will touch deep in the skin, and it also depends on the angle as well. It could penetrate deep. If it's on the soft tissue, like where you have like the neck, you understand? Mm-hmm. Not like now, we all know that we don't have a deep tissue, like a thick one, like when we have in the femur, like the thigh side. So it's different. So it's possible it's on the neck, or there was a stab on maybe a major artery.
Exactly. So now, Wunmi claimed that that she did not notice the blood of Mohbad.
Please, power tap.
That blood was gushing out of his hand, and you were in the car, the same car with Mohbad. You drove home, and you did not notice that blood was gushing out of his hand of Mohbad. I think we need to talk into that part as well. I'm also looking into the.
Can I correct you there? She said she drove home with the taxi, but on the way to the hospital, definitely she claimed she was in the car. And that's where she would have seen bleeding. Do you understand? So she was inside that car. There was a part where she said she entered with the nurse.
No. I'm talking about this one is that after the show, they were going home, that she did not notice the wound on the way home. That's when they're asking her that, after... She's saying that she did not notice that there was blood on his hand until when Mohbad came to his room to meet her in the room, and Mohbad wanted to lap you. You remember she said that in the CTC? That Mohbad. Okay, let me make it. Maybe I should go further to you guys. They asked. This question was after the show when they got home. She said that she did not notice the hand of Mohbad. That blood was gushing out on the hand of Mohbad until when Mohbad came to knock on the door using the jibami to knock on the door. You remember that part, or you want me to explain further? Namely,
I would advise you read further for other people that are on the neutral side. If I agree with you, they'll say, oh, people are still, we're on the neutral page. So please read a bit of them to understand.
Another thing is, when the police read the statement that he bled profusely, where did that statement come from? At least somebody must have given a testimony that Mohbad bled profusely before the police could actually read that out publicly. So that's why I would agree that the police need to be investigated as well. So because right now it seems like that statement doesn't exist anymore. But somebody must have given that, as part of their statement initially, that Mohbad bled profusely. But right now, there's nothing like that anymore. You see?
Keep talking. I'm trying to look for another point to talk about. So, in what we've said so far, if any one of us want to add one or two things to debunk, or you want to say something, please, you can feel free to unmute your mic and then say something.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Ish Baba, good afternoon.
What one? I see you. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to ask, let me say, is it a question of a clarity or something? Now, they claim that Mohbad by on their way to the hospital, blah, 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 inside the car. I want to ask, at what point, at what time, around what time did it buy inside the car when the car was not moving? That's one. Two is they said they called Baba on Tuesday and told him to go back before his instinct said, "Let me go." He got to the house. He didn't see him. He went to where they usually talk. Before they called him down, he's downstairs. Are you feeling what I'm saying? Before they said he was downstairs. Now, was it that in the morning or in the afternoon, when something happened to him, they rushed him to the hospital, and on their way going there or their way coming back home, they took him home? Because their story is not clear. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because their story is not clear. Now, someone is sick or something happened to him. You took him to the hospital. He died on the road. He died on the road, for example. Definitely it should go to the hospital and the hospital tell her it's BODO. And they will give him something. They will give you guys certificate of stuff. And you call the father. Let's say they were in the hospital when they called the father now. It's another thing. But you guys were at home and you called the father. Because I don't understand this their whole scenario and this their story. And it's not clear. And like the other day when she was trying to list out their claims, almost like 11 claims we could figure out. We are just begging them to just come out and just tell us what really happened. And Kemi Talks has said it already. Come out and say this is what happened. When you tell us this is what happened, we would definitely, they won't charge you much. I just hope we'll definitely get this justice, and we are very close to. We are just like 80% to this justice, and we'll get it before the end of this year, and before the 1 year of Mohbad, by God's grace.
Yeah, thank you so much, Yorinde, for that one. Well, if you look at all of these things, yeah, there's one question I always ask myself, yeah, while we are waiting for Bossman to go through to the CTC so that we can talk more on it. Now, my own first question is this. It might look awkward, but I've been asking the same question since September. The question is, was there or is there a hospital in all of these things at all? Is there a hospital in all of these things at all? Because this looks more like a script. Now, somebody's going to say, yes, the hospital came out and they made a statement. Nobody can make a statement. Okay. Bola, if you need the access bank, just DM me. I will send the access bank account to you. Because if you look at the car, just like Bossman said, the car was stationary. It wasn't moving. In fact, there was this, is it like DJ Bami now, beside the car. If the car was moving, and there was a tree behind the car. So all of these things, I think, in my own opinion, I'm not ruling out that narrative, you understand? I am thinking there was never a hospital in any of these things. In all of these things, there was no hospital. They didn't take that guy to the hospital. Everything happened in that house. The car was parked in the street or inside a compound. And it was planned. I'm not going to say it was well planned. It wasn't well planned, because if it was well planned, we wouldn't be seeing all of these things. That's why I always say there is no perfect crime. I always say there's no perfect crime. Everything happened in that house allegedly. Now let's use the word allegedly. He died on Monday. The woman got to know. The woman, Mohbad, was in that house on Monday. She was taken back to Ikodu or something, maybe that same Monday night or maybe Tuesday morning or something. Because now this is it. If he died, if he pined on Tuesday, as at 3 something that they claim, if he pined around that time, how long did it take the lawyer to get into that house? Is the lawyer living next? Maybe the lawyer is their neighbor. The two Alphas that were met that were in that house, coming all the way from Ikorodu or somewhere, or are they also living in Lekki? All of the artists that were in that house when Baba got there, how far is their house to this thing? Were they already there before? Were they already expecting all of these things to happen in the first place so that they would just drive down there? If Baba met about 100 people in that place, how was it easy for them to gather 100 people in that place without Baba getting to know? So this thing, that's what we're still going to use the word allegedly, right? Happened on Monday. They are just looking for all way to clear off all of the evidences. Now, the so-called artist who sent money to Baba Mohbad, you understand, the money was later sent to Darusa. He didn't send the money to Baba Mohbad, I'm sorry for that. He wanted to send the money to Baba Mohbad. Baba Mohbad said, you send the money to Darusa. Now, if it happened 3 something, blah, 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 how come this guy that is not even in that house got to know that this guy is already there, to the extent of thinking, let me send them 2 million naira. The thought of, okay, the information getting to him, one, how long was it that immediately something happened? That was when they called him, hello, this guy is gone. Because who are the family members that they called first in all of these things as it happened? Now, if and not Baba, why didn't they call Baba? Because they want to claim now, sideline the man and put everything on the man because of maybe placenta, all of these things. Why did they have to call and when they want to settle fight, they call Baba to come and settle the fight for that. Now, we have different narratives, but the one that I am actually thinking about critically is that there was never an hospital in all of these things. I'm sorry, maybe I'm missing something somewhere. I think everything happened in that house, in that compound, in that street, and it didn't leave their particular estate. Everything happened in that particular place. That is what I am thinking. Yeah, I'm not saying it's
I don't even think they went to any hospital, Yeah. I don't think they went to any hospital. Like, maybe the hospital is just playing along or something. Exactly. I would actually advise Baba to, visit the hospital and request, or probably if they can call the hospital to find out what they know.
Exactly. Exactly. Maybe these are the things that we also see. Yeah.
To add to what you said, if you look at the picture or the video where the boy first screamed, Mohbad is dead, Mohbad is dead, there was a cloth, a shirt, striped shirt beside him. At what point in time did they change into 3? Meaning there was someone else that that's when the guy that screamed the Mohbad is dead now moved to that end of the window before they became 3. So they had time to play their script. If you look at that video, Mohbad is dead, Mohbad is dead. If they were already on emotion, they shouldn't have a shirt hanging at the back seat. That space was empty then. That was where you had Mohbad head on the chair, where his head should have been elevated. So you see that they scripted it. For me, I feel that they saw the blood thing. They had to quickly reshoot the movie again. That's why you had the other boys, when they were not talking again. I think that's when they turned Mohbad to the other side, to his brother's side. If you look at the second video where you had the three of them's face showing Mohbad is dead. So for me, it's possible. It all happened on a Monday. They shot the video so that then they will not take Mohbad to the hospital. It's possible there was hospital on Tuesday, but Mohbad, that's why they did the local embalming. They rushed Mohbad to the hospital on Tuesday, and Mohbad was, registered, brought in a rigor mortis.
Yeah.
And that's my own. You understand? They planned everything because how come the lawyer was able to be at the ground in less than 48 hours? How come there was a mom and all that? Because the father testified, allegedly that he testified that he saw those people there.
Now, let's also ask another question, right? Because all of this is not adding up. And